it's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to take a look at yet another trailer for the second half of Season 10 for The Walking Dead. This one is titled, Do You See Beyond the Darkness? This is actually a pretty cool one. The trailer starts with this shot of Alpha walking amongst the walkers. We do see Beta right here as well in the background, and I'm sure Negan is going to be around as well. This could also connect to the other shot that was in the previous trailer where Negan was walking with his Whisperer mask on and Beta was revealed to be in the background as Negan moved away. So I think this is part of the same scene as well. Now in the voiceover, we have a pretty cool and interesting dialogue / speech from Alpha, and she says it in a eerie kind of tone, in a whispering tone, which is pretty cool. She says, "Do you see beyond the darkness into the light? You will. It is beautiful, pure. I will meet you there." That's pretty interesting, and to me this sounds like a conversation Alpha's having with someone as she's dying. If you think of the concept of dying, you see darkness and then you move into the light, means you basically go through the portal to the other side in a way. So I think that's pretty much what Alpha is referring to here. So I think these are her last words before she dies. And I think it makes the most sense for her to be saying this to Lydia. I don't think she'll have this type of conversation as she's dying with someone like Beta. I mean, she could, but I think it'll be more impactful if she's having this conversation with Lydia. And she tells Lydia, "I will meet you on the other side." I just love the concept of something along those lines, which they didn't obviously do in the comics. That's very, very cool and interesting, and a pretty solid remix of the comic source material. Then we have this shot of some walkers in the background and some walkers on the ground, and we have none other than Negan walking around with his new Lucille. I don't think that's the original Lucille that he's holding, but it could be. But I'm leaning more towards this being Lucille 2.0. And I think this has to be Negan. The way he walks kind of gives it away. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan has this kind of unique style of walking. Then we have this shot of the survivors on the road. So we have two people on horseback. We have Yumiko and Ezekiel on one horse on the left, Eugene on the other horse on the right. And they're on the road. They're going somewhere. Now, for comic readers, we pretty much know exactly where they're going. But for non-comic readers, just know that this is a story arc that's going to be coming up after the Whisperer arc or the Whisperer War is over. And it's going to concentrate on the survivors finding a new community, a large community called Commonwealth. We did see a tease of that in the first half of the season when Eugene communicated with someone on the radio. So this is part of that same storyline. We have another shot of the same scene. Now they stop on their track here, and I think this is the moment they meet a comic character named Princess. I could be wrong, but I think that's what this is. And this does connect to the picture that they released from the trio that we see here. And I think the way they're remixing the story is that they're making Eugene and Ezekiel be a big part of this storyline. And I think Ezekiel is the reason why they go where they're going. Like, he's the trigger for why they would risk it all to go to this big community. I've talked about that on a separate video. You can check it out if you're interested. But this is a pretty cool shot. Then we have this shot of Carol. Another shot of Carol. She appears to notice someone behind her, so she turns around, surprised. So that's interesting. I wonder if it's Whispers or Alpha or whatever, but it's a pretty cool shot of Carol. Then we have this shot of Alpha with her machete in the back, and she's walking towards this shed. Now, the other shot we see is, I think, from the same scene. So she's walking, Alpha's walking, and then Negan is behind her. I think these could be part of Alpha's final moments. And I think this could lead to Alpha's death. Now, I don't necessarily know whether they're going to follow the comics or not, but everything is pointing towards that. And for non-comic readers, Negan is a big part of Alpha's final story and Alpha's final showdown and moments. So I think this is just a part of that, or a tease that we might be seeing that. So that's pretty cool. Then we have this shot of Judith. They're on her side. They both look sad. So Not sure what that's about, but I'm leaning towards this being connected to Michonne. So maybe Michonne didn't return and they're worried and they don't know what happened to her. We do know that Michonne exits, so we know she's going to leave. Now the big question is whether she's going to come back after her mission with Virgil, or is she just going to exit the storyline wherever she is with Virgil? You know what I mean? It appears that she doesn't come back based on this alone. We do see another shot later on in the teaser where Judith is crying, so that I think connects as well. So I think Judith is just devastated that she lost yet another parent. Then we have this shot of the survivors at the hilltop, and I think this is during the hilltop battle. We have Eugene, we have Yumiko, we have Rosita and some others in the back. Then we have this shot of, again, the hilltop battle. So we have Aaron, who we see on the front. We see Kelly and Yumiko in the back on the right side. And on the left side in the back, we see Eugene and Marco. Then we see this shot of the hilltop battle. We've seen this particular shot several times, so there's nothing new there. This shot of walkers approaching the survivors, the militia at the hilltop. This is part of the hilltop battle. And then this shot of the hilltop battle, they're just killing walkers. I don't know why Luke is making that face, but, I don't think that means anything. I think he's just in it. You know what I mean? Then we have this shot of Judith crying, like I said. Then we see this shot of Alden. He appears to be trapped in a car with Kelly and a baby. I don't know whose baby that is. It might be baby Coco, probably is, but they're just trapped in a car and there's walkers surrounding them. This could be after or during the battle at Alexandria or Hilltop. They may have taken the baby away to make sure she's protected because, of course, the community is at risk. It's being attacked. It's going to be interesting to see how they get out of this situation. Then we have this shot of Michonne with Lucille. I love this shot. We saw this in the first trailer for the first half, but we never actually saw it. But it seems like we're definitely going to see it in the second half because they showed it again. There are other shots that connect to it, which is pretty cool. So she raises Lucille, points it at someone. Again, I don't even know who she's pointing it to. It could be a hallucination. It could be real. But at this point, we're going to have to wait and see what they do. Then we have this shot of Rosita running around. I think this is at the hilltop battle. This shot of Carol with her bow and arrow. And then this shot of Beta with his knife. I think this is at Alexandria. And he's inside someone's house. And maybe he kills several innocent people. We did hear in the review that Forbes did, I think, that's what Beta does. He goes into the houses and starts killing random people. So this is probably a part of that. Then we see this shot of Negan and Alpha in the background. Alpha appears to be reaching in the back as if she's gonna shoot or take out a weapon. And look at Negan's face. It appears like he has come to terms with his fate. He thinks he's gonna die. I think this is gonna lead to Alpha giving or delivering Negan his Whisper mask. So I think they want you to think Negan is gonna die here, but I think he's just gonna earn his Whisper mask. Then we have this shot like I talked about. Michonne takes Lucille and hits the cameraman again. I mean, we thought the cameraman died already. Negan killed him, but he appears to be back and Michonne is doing the deed and killing the cameraman. But in all seriousness, I think this is, like I said, connected to Michonne's exit. I think there's a very good chance this could be a hallucination, but it could be real. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't have any good predictions about this scene right here. I mean, it doesn't make sense for Michonne to have Lucille in the first place and then to hit someone with it secondly. So I think this is very, very likely to be a hallucination or a dream sequence, but obviously we're gonna have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for this teaser breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.